The Green Hornet is directed by Michel Gondry and stars Seth Rogen, Jay Chou, and Christoph Waltz. The story follows Britt Reed, who in light of his father's death decides to team up with his late dad's assistant, Kato, in order to become masked crime fighters. Like every other superhero film that came out this year, I knew nothing about the Green Hornet. When I heard that Seth Rogen was, co-writing and starring in it, I was extremely skeptical. The trailer looked decent, and when it came out back in January, it was met with very harsh reviews. Most people didn't like it. Some were on the fence, very few did like it, and I was actually one of the few who actually enjoyed it, but it's not a great film. It's just, good. The Green Hornet is a very mixed bag for me. Seth Rogen was fine in this movie. My favorite character was Jay Chou, even though, like Bane, I could hardly understand him. And I like Christoph Waltz, but he was miscast in this film and didn't really have a lot to do besides look like he was having a good time. Michel Gondry is a fine director, but he doesn't really do much with the material here. He's given us sort of a bland action film that's kind of just stamped the Green Hornet title on it. And even though I found this movie mildly entertaining, I really am not all that inspired to go off and watch the TV show. When I saw this back in January, I saw it in XD 3D, and despite liking the XD experience, the 3D didn't really add anything at all, and the only time that the 3D really kicked in was during the end credits, which sounds pretty stupid, and it actually was kind of stupid. But despite all of my ups and downs with this film, the one major problem that I had was Cameron Diaz. For me, the problem was half her and half her character. Besides the fact that her part was not written very well, I don't think that Cameron Diaz was the right casting choice here. She just didn't seem to fit inside the world of the Green Hornet. Despite all these misgivings, though, I had a mildly fun time watching this film. There were some good action scenes, I laughed a few times, and while the 3D wasn't all that great, the end credits were a little fun to watch. Despite my doubt that this film will get a sequel, if it does get a sequel, I will probably end up seeing it. I give A Green Hornet 3 out of 5 stars. If you haven't seen it, you may want to check it out. Depending on your taste, you may like it, or you may not. Just depends.